Hello and welcome back to the Real Estate Unlimited podcast. My name's Sierra Steinmetz.
Bryan Schube.
Kari Steele.
Bill Jones.
And we're the Jones Home Team.
And this is episode 60, and we got some fun ones here today. So Shube's got a great one. I've got a great marketing one. I think Brian's going to like the one more than the girls. The girls should like it, but Brian's going to like it better. You just wait to see here. Kari's getting into blackouts in real estate. Sierra, home features buyers are paying more for. Schube, again, we'll leave that one a big teaser. He's been back and forth with somebody all weekend. I was encouraging it. It's going to be fantastic. And I'm getting into my old favorite, Zillow. Kari, actually, you put me onto this. Zillow buying everything up here. So the 800-pound gorilla keeps getting heavier.
That's why my topic, because we talked about it a little bit last week about the whole blackout thing. I'm like, I'll talk about that. But then that whole thing, we talked about with Zillow, I'm like, oh my God, blackouts.
Yes, and more and more then. A little bit of marketing stuff. So yeah, it's a Facebook one. I love it. So, all right, Kari, kick us off.
Contingency and preparation for digital blackouts or internet blackouts through censorship or digital blackout with forced payment models. So those things can happen obviously to any industry, but if it happens to one, it'll happen to all. Severe weather and solar storms can also. I think that's probably more likely with with where we're at.
I mean, even a couple that we've experienced, systems being hacked and stuff like that, which can shut down.
Yeah, county records down for a week. That was down for a month or better, probably.
It was like a month.
Yeah. Can't do
we
anything,
couldn't
basically
transfer any properties or anything. So there's a bunch of different stuff.
That was a ransomware, I think, wasn't it?
I believe
that one,
so.
Yeah.
And that's why I freak out about that whole Zillow thing, because when we talk about monopolies, the elephant in the room is the monopoly. If a monopoly happens and they target that one whatever, that's going to affect all of the other things.
Wait till I get to the Zillow stuff here. It's going to shut our whole industry down.
So the Department of Energy warns that blackouts could increase by 100 times in 2030 if the U.S. continues to shutter the reliable power source and fails to add additional firm capacity. So there's a link to the U.S. Department. I don't know what it's.
Which I got pulled up right here then.
Yeah,
a lot of words. I'm looking for some cool pictures.
It's the reliability grid. So, my husband worked in telecommunications for many years. We always talked about how crazy it was that the infrastructure could be snapped in a second, and everybody from bankers to, and there's not an industry that's not going to be touched by it, from pharmacy to doctors to real estate.
Yeah, basically just looks like nothing's going to change.
So
unless
what do we
something
do?
major happens. Yeah.
What do real estate agents do? Because originally we laughed and we talked about we're newer agents, but Bill's been doing it forever, where he's going back to paper files and driving to somebody's office to drop off keys from a showing, etc. And that's all good and well, except that might even not be an issue, because now we've got electronic key codes that are on our door pads to our offices. We've got Sentry locks that are on the doors to the showings. So it's it really can affect everything in such a way that our whole industry is frozen for a hot second. So, what can we do as real estate agents? Well, obviously, if it's something huge, like an EMP or something,
something crazy,
massive,
yeah.
there's not shit
just a
you can
solar
do.
flare, or just any of that stuff.
If it's just something quirky, usually I think it's 24 hours to a week is what the expected time frame is, and I think everybody can survive with one day.
My kids can't survive one day without the internet.
I was going to say, it's going to put a damper on a lot of people's daily lives, but I think the ones that'll really be affected are hospitals, nursing homes, things where you have to stay alive based on that technology. But everywhere else, you're going to be affected, but it's not going to be to the point where you can't, pick up the pieces and carry on. So just in a matter of a small, short power outage or digital blackout, you can keep portable power stuff, like chargers for your phones, chargers for your house, backup generators and things like that to just kind of keep your power going. Keep hard copies, which most people are like, Kari, you're so old. Nobody keeps paper copies anymore, but we do. We have our own files.
Did you know we're a paperless office? Do you guys believe that?
Bill, I'm not a paperless. As I hold, our paper in my hand, I don't.
That was our goal, when we opened, to be paperless. But yeah, we have two separate forms of digital copies. But because of that one hack, we keep paper forever. So
that's it.
I have mountains of it.
In 2015-ish, I think is when everything started to go to the cloud. I was so anti-cloud. I was like, what are you talking about? It's going to go offsite out of town, some random server somewhere has got our stuff. That makes no sense at all. And we're just shredding all these documents. Nope, that's not going to work for me. I'm going to need the 15 legal boxes stacked up back there of random.
You come to my basement, it's full of stuff yet. So, Brian, I can pull up every transaction you ever did.
Why am I getting dragged?
Communication plan. I think that's big. You know, you can have all the backup power you want, but unless your family, your agents, the people you're working with, your clients, know what they're doing, because you can't just go on Facebook and be like, hey, there's a power outage, something, you know. If they don't have access to that, how are they going to know? So then you get into like the CERT and those types of emergency services. And yes, there's going to be in-person tasks that you can do. You know, you can get your papers out. You can check for...
start driving documents around again.
Yep. Or go to the library and get yourself a book if the library's open.
Yeah. Well, that sounds terrible.
Go to the shelf and pull. I know. I told you when I was researching this sucked. I was like, this is so boring.
No, I mean, it's relevant, though.
But it's so doom and gloom. Like, how do you prepare for something that you can't prepare for?
Right. That you hope will never happen. Yeah. Well, that's where the Boy Scout
and if it does happen, I don't know. I guess you just... like COVID, you just go outside and throw a football and
figure it out.
Go to the park and take a walk.
It does, because just was it last week? AWS had Amazon Web Service went down and Dotloop wouldn't work.
It was like
that last Monday or 2 Mondays ago now, and it doesn't take much. And then it wasn't long before that the credit card processing through whatever went bad. And you couldn't use credit cards anywhere.
Like
everything.
So when you talk about a big monopoly company, I mean, they're all owned by somebody.
What do you do with that?
And if that one top, I'm done. That was boring. Okay.
It wasn't boring. I like it. I mean, I don't know what we do to prepare for it then. So we're going back to delivering documents by hand then. So we should practice that 1 week. Just ready for the grid to go out.
I won't have Spotify to drive my files around.
I mean, you can still listen to Spotify. Just we'll let every agent in town know that we're now hand delivering documents for just 1 week only.
If you can get into their office to deliver them.
Yeah, nobody. You have to go I used to have to go to people's houses. So I'd be like, I left it in your mailbox. So
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
In your mailbox. That's very 1998.
Yes. All right, Sierra. Home features buyers are paying more for.
Okay, so I think obviously everyone knows as times change, different things become relevant in the general scheme of things. And obviously this depends on location and person to person, whatnot, based on how much these are actually relevant to each person, but things that people will pay more for when looking for new homes. Number one came up energy efficiency, solar panels, energy efficient windows. That's a huge one, I feel like. Well insulated attics, obviously all like eco-friendly, but lowering monthly bills, more cost conscious to buyers, especially maybe a first time buyer or someone that is, moving out of wherever they are and they're looking to cut costs in a certain way, and just overall be more efficient.
Solar panels, that one kills me. I don't think I'd pay. That seems to be like a detriment a lot. Like nothing against them, but it's hard to like get when the house has a $20,000 lien on it because of solar panels.
Right.
We've had to deal with that a few times.
Yeah, and I feel like it's always muddy. Like the seller always isn't sure if like they need to pay it off up front or if it can just be paid at close. Like all the companies do it different.
Yeah.
And they usually they're up and then they're there and they don't really think much about it until they're going to sell and have to figure it out. Next one, home offices. Obviously, post-COVID, a lot of jobs have gone back to in-person, but a lot more remote jobs were, if they weren't already there, were created. And a lot of people work from home. I mean, we're in our office all the time, but we still work from home a decent amount as well. Having that dedicated space is really huge to a lot of people. So whether that looks like a bonus room that can be used as an office, an extra bedroom that can be utilized like beyond what the family or the group actually needs, being able to find that space so they can dedicate that very important part of their life to that, which back however many years ago might not have been that important for as many people as it is now.
I think it's pretty important anymore. I know 2 families that turn closets, like big closets into their, and they still use them like that. So
yeah, absolutely. I think that one's definitely probably been the biggest growing one in the past few years. Another big one, wellness oriented design. There's definitely, I think also with COVID, maybe health and wellness focus came really into the picture because everyone had so much time. So like a lot of people I feel like got back into taking care of themselves and working out regularly and all of that. And especially with those people that are working from home, how easy is it to just run downstairs and in your, like whether it's small, whether it's big, full size, whatever, home gym to be able to get some your daily exercise in, whatever. And then also aside from just like wellness-oriented space, like water purification systems,
plants,
air filtration,
people are all about
plants, all that kind of
I
stuff.
like plants. I just don't like taking care of them.
Indoor oxygen.
Yeah, and like if you really want to get into
Purifying.
it, different like the lighting, the feng shui, like all of that kind of stuff kind of fits
what kind
in
of
that
plants are you growing?
All that kind of stuff.
Some of that's legal now.
It is.
Very much so. And I like to, there's a little note about like cold plunge setups and stuff like that. I know that's kind of a bigger growing one.
I love that idea.
Enough.
I think it'd be miserable though. I don't know.
I mean, the whole wellness thing, I told Bobby, I said, we should just get rid of, we have like 2 L-shaped couches in front of the fireplace with the TV. I'm like, we literally should just pull them out, put 2 treadmills there, because when we're like Netflixing and we're watching, like,
just keep moving.
You get 3 episodes in at like 11 o'clock at night to midnight or 1, and you're like, oh my God, we just didn't move for 3 hours. And we got like a bowl of chips, on our belly. Like,
eating your chips on the treadmill.
Right. Maybe some, what are they, queso protein chips or something?
Right. That's funny. Totally off topic. Well, on topic, the red light saunas. Have you guys heard of them? Like, I was just saying something to Kelly. She's like, you're an idiot. Like, no, we're not doing that. I'm like, I think they are pretty cool. But
they're saying like this is, I guess, we're still real estate related, but on the topic of health is that the only way to remove certain toxins from your body is through sweat, through saunas. And I thought it used to just be like this, ritzy thing where people, like where they would
but
just
you can
like
get them now
sauna.
for like a couple $1,000, like a nice multi-person big sauna.
$1,000.
Yeah. Well, I heard you got
Aren't
two
you
of them being
building
installed in your house, then so. But I just was thinking like, oh, that's going to be $20,000,
right?
Right. So yeah, it's still $2,000, but.
Bobby and I looked at the River House. Oh, this was way back when we were trying to sell ours in like probably 2005. And the River House that had a sauna in the back was literally somebody just put cedar on the walls, this little closet, and then they built a makeshift stone thing that heated up, and then you just poured water on it.
Sure.
And it steamed, and it was just enough.
That'd be kinda cool.
It was literally like a 2-seater, and you could just sit tight in there in this little closet. I'm like, that was actually pretty cool.
It
was cool.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Sorry, sidebar.
No, we didn't get the house. I'm still mad about it. Ask me how I feel about it.
Sounds like you need to build one of those in your current house then.
Yeah, it's still not the River House.
Next one, outdoor living that feels like indoor. I feel like that also kind of goes along with like the plants and bringing outside in a tasteful way. And then along with that, like patios, pergolas, outdoor kitchens, I know are a big one too. Fire pit areas, just like those bonus areas that aren't necessarily something you need in a house, but really can like elevate a home and your quality of life.
Gives you more places to hang out, and to actually stay there and enjoy it.
Yeah. And like, I mean, screened in porches, sunrooms, whatever that looks like, whatever your preference is. Especially post-pandemic, I know I've already brought it up a couple times, but people want like more privacy, more like, we were also secluded for so long, and now we don't have to be, but being able to like do it in your own home, but
recluse,
still feel like you have a place to go.
Retreat.
If that makes sense.
That's the word.
A little retreat. Yes, absolutely.
So I was thinking movie theater room until now you're talking treadmill. So that made me rethink instead of the big couch, maybe treadmill movie room.
Hey, I didn't say in between those 2 treadmills we were gonna have 2 lazy boys side by side.
We're just all about balance.
We're just mean mugging the treadmills like from our lazy boy.
Hang my coat.
Don't worry, you'll get there very soon.
Couple more smart and secure tech. Obviously, smart homes are becoming more and more common. We all know this already. Surveillance systems. I mean, there's not a lot of houses that you see that don't have like at least a ring bell, a ring doorbell camera, or something like that. And
no, hardwired Ethernet isn't a huge upgrade anymore. That used to be the big thing. Oh, I spent $10,000 getting Ethernet hardwired. Nobody wants it
now we're
anymore,
ripping it out of the wall because it fails inspection.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But yeah, and then I mean, like having like the Alexas, the Google Homes, whatever. That
hey, Alexa,
kind of thing.
order me milk. Amazon
probably
or something.
one anger. You're gonna make something start going
nuts.
Oh
crap! Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, so smart security with your tech.
Oh,
that's hilarious.
Alexa off. Alexa no. Alexa stop. We got it. Yep.
And then the last one I want to touch on, just multi-generational and flexible layouts. We've talked a million times about multi-generational living, accessory dwelling units, stuff like that. mother-in-law suite, however you want to call it, finished basements, all that kind of stuff. Homes that can allow for changing family dynamics and whatever that might look like, flexibility for the long term, whether that be aging parents that might move in with you, having more children, having kids that end up coming back home after college or whatever that looks like while they're figuring out what they want to do with their life. And then also another one, multi-unit properties, whether that's your first house and you buy a duplex so that you can run out the other side and whatever that looks
idea.
like.
House hacking, right?
Gosh,
Call
yes.
Yeah.
Well, I wish more buyers would do that, but then at the same time, more for us, right?
Right.
So yeah.
Cool.
That's what I got.
All right. I love it.
Good one.
So sauna it is. That's what I heard. I need a sauna. So sorry, Kelly. We're getting one. All right, Schube, we getting into your fun weekend here?
Can.
Let's pop into that here real quick. You want to start
Save
talking about it? What do you want? You want to pull up an email? What do you want me to do?
This is actually the second time this has happened. The first time I kind of figured it out relatively quick. This time it was a little suspicious as well. However, like Bill said, we kind of played into it a little bit more and saw what we could do. So had a potential seller email me over the weekend. I don't remember what time it was, Saturday at some point. Seemed, again, the initial message actually seemed, because usually there's a bunch of misspellings and stuff, and the initial message didn't actually have a whole lot. Bill, I don't know if you can scroll down
here,
a little bit. It's like one of the last ones. Right there. So on Saturday, November 1st at 4:11, I got this email from a Renee.
Exactly 4:11.
At outlook.com. So, emails it's got her name in it. It isn't from some weird email. Says, hello, Bryan. I own land in Monroeville, Ohio that I'm interested in selling. Can you help me in listing and selling it? Thank you, Renee. So pretty much emailed back and said, and I already kind of did some homework. So I was on the Huron County Auditor's website. Mm-hmm. There was actually property under that name in that county. So I emailed back and I said, hey, thanks for reaching out. We'd be happy to help you list and selling. I said, do you happen to have a parcel number or any info that you can pass along on the property? So then Bill, I think you just scroll up a little bit. The email back said, good afternoon, Bryan. Thank you for your kind words. The parcel number is blank. Also, the property is located under my name. Renee Marie Bum. Go ahead and look it up. The property spans about 92.34 acres, which is also correct.
Sounds like a great listing.
Go ahead and look
Good
it up.
job.
Go ahead and look it up.
I'll be looking forward to working with you. So then I responded back and said...
So real quick, if you're not familiar with real estate, that's usually not somebody to email you out of the blue and say, here's
the parcel.
$1 million listing.
Right.
Send me the paperwork.
Yep. So then I said, we can definitely get working on comps for you. And then I kind of started to dig a little bit. I said, are you local? Because I also forewarned that individual. So I kind of knew she lived out of town, some other stuff. So I said, are you local to the area? Do you live out of town? Just seeing what was the easiest way to go about paperwork. So then this is where I started to kind of get a little weird, because they said the pricing system you suggested is okay by me. Come up with what you think the property is worth. I am not local to the area, bought the property in 1996 and visited it just once. Send the paperwork for the contact via electronic means for signing as I'm out of the country presently.
Keeps getting a little more suspicious
Get
here.
started on the listing paperwork and get the property on the market as soon as possible. Awaiting the paperwork. Thank you. So then I responded.
So did you send the paperwork?
I did not send the paperwork.
Yeah.
I said, do you have a good phone number? Just trying to, because I wanted to forewarn to see if the phone number that I had would line up with any of the ones on forewarn. And then I had tried call. It was a weird phone. It was like a weird voicemail. So I said, hello, Renee. I tried giving you a call, however, was not able to get a hold of you. Since we have never met prior to signing listing paperwork, I will need to verify that you are in fact the owner of the property. Are you able to provide me with your current mailing address or a picture of your driver's license, current tax bill, etc.?
You asked a lot of questions.
As part of the closing process, the
already on
title
it.
company will also need this information as well.
Yeah.
So then she emailed me and says, Bryan, before I reached out to you,
She starts getting a little spicy.
I contacted the realtor that we used to purchase the property in 1996, and unfortunately, she told me that they are no longer into real estate full-time and will not be able to help me remarket it. I bought the property online then, and even the contract documentations were all done via electronic means, and I didn't have to put extra
Which I call
effort.
BS right there. I call
1996?
absolute BS right there.
Like a
There's
fax
no way.
machine? What's
so,
electronic?
Sierra, 1996 did exist. There were not dinosaurs. I know you weren't here.
Oregon Trail though.
Yes,
that wasn't.
There was Oregon Trail, but there was barely cell phones then. Sorry. Anyways.
And I said I didn't have to put, or she said I didn't have to put extra effort in to convince them that I exist or was a human.
Oh my God.
What have changed? I will attach my driver's license to this mail, but all further communications as regard contract signing for agency, sale, and closing process should all be done online and forwarded to me through the same. I work in the security circle. We are highly prohibited to having public communications through phones unless with high-level security clearance.
Do you have high-level security clearance?
Negative.
Okay.
And they put it in writing nonetheless.
You have to accept my terms for us to move forward further to the listing and the sale of the property. I will be waiting your response.
So did you accept these terms?
Waiting your response.
So
do we need to get a sign for the yard?
Sure.
And then scroll all the way down, and these were the pictures of the driver's license that I received.
Here, I got them right here.
They're okay.
Let's go. I don't know if we can go full image here or not. Let's try that.
So the name is correct. Actually, the name is not correct. So the name of the individual is Marie, not Mary. Mm-hmm. And then the address is correct of the address that's on the auditor's website of where this individual actually lives. Mm-hmm. And then what was the other one? Oh, obviously the picture is totally
wrong one.
AI generated.
The back of
and
it.
This half of it's cut off. So
oh my God.
I then emailed.
That's New Jersey. Look, she's an organ donor. She sounds legit.
Oh, also the individual. So in the meantime, while I'm talking with Bill on back and forth on this, I'm like, I'm just going to Google this individual and see what I can come up. So in the meantime, this individual, is 65 years old. So
she looks like me when I'm 65.
She's 65 years old. And then if you do the math on the date of birth that is on the driver's license, she would be 79 years old. So
so one thing doesn't add up.
Yeah. So then I go back to, I guess, emails.
Oh, yep. Let's go here. Maybe. All right. We're on here.
So in the meantime, I am Googling this lady to see if I could find any more information on her.
Google image search, a reverse image search where you put her picture up.
So in the meantime, I also put this in chat, put the pictures. I uploaded into Chat GPT and I said, "Are these AI generated?" And it pretty much said yes. Yeah. And it started naming all the details about the pictures that make it AI generated.
Yeah.
So then, was the other emails in there?
No,
you picked the wrong guy, Renee.
I don't think I've seen anything else in here yet.
Okay, so I go to look up this individual and come to find out she is actually I think it was a chief district judge for the state of New Jersey. So this person that is claiming to be is like a United States judge for the state of New Jersey.
Oh my God.
So I pretty much emailed that individual back and I said, hey, a couple of concerns that I have. I said, one.
Just a couple.
I said, the driver's license date of birth is not matching to the age of the individual that I'm able to locate. Secondly, in the second email, you stated that your middle name was Marie. And then now all of a sudden that I brought it to your attention, your middle name is Mary. And he said,
you must be a pleasure over dinner talk.
He came back. It was funny because I was reading them to Lil as well. They came back and they're like, we are the same person. You need to apologize to me for the way you're talking.
Oh my God, they wanted an apology.
They wanted an apology.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And so then I started bringing all that up and I said, and I literally attached those links to like her court, like judge stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, are you claiming to be like a United States chief district judge for the state of New Jersey or whatever? And then I never received a response back. So,
dear Lord. It wasn't the number like a WhatsApp number
it was like
something.
762 something. So it was just kind of weird. So which this is because what, Bill? I had actually said something to you about a month ago, probably maybe 2 months ago at this point. I had got I don't remember where it was, but it was another similar situation.
Yeah, parcel of land.
It was a vacant parcel of land. The owner lived in Toledo. The guy in that instance, I was actually able to I called the number that he gave me, and I actually did talk to an individual, and it was a foreign accent, highly foreign accent. The individual that I had looked up seemed like he was just a white elderly male from Toledo. Mm-hmm. So it just wasn't putting together. So I think, if you get something that seems too good to be true,
right,
you need to do some homework.
100-acre listing for any agent's like gold. I'll take that all day long. But it isn't legit. So all right, if you see Renee Marie Bum on the street, I guess,
or Marie.
Yeah, see if she or whatever you want to call her.
Supposed to be Marie, but
actually, I hope I look that good when I'm 79.
And the picture of, because with her being in her position, she actually had pictures online of what she actually looked like, and it was nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
So I had one not so interesting, but still tried to get scammed personally then too. So trying to buy firewood for my new wood boiler. I'll try to make this here quick, but I thought it was funny. So I did buy firewood from young dude that's just hustling out there. And then I got this other one said, hey, I'll bring you some more wood. Perfect. Yada, yada type of wood, what we're doing. It sounded too good to be true. The pictures of the wood looked amazing. The price was great. We're good there. And he's like, okay, I can come today at 3 or tomorrow at 9 a.m. Perfect. I said, I'm here now. I can help you load it. 3 o'clock would work great. Said, great. I can deliver at 3 o'clock. Where'd he go here? I accept payment through Cash App, Chime, PayPal, Zelle, or Apple Pay. Oh. I'm like, okay, what do these guys don't want to just take cash? I'm like, no, I'm just paying cash. We'll just go that route there. I said, Roger that. That'd work today, but, I don't want to do I said, I don't do any of these payments, which I do, but I don't do any of these payments. I'm just some backwards hillbilly. I don't know how to do any of this. I have cash. Sorry, we accept payment before delivery to keep our company record. If you have cash, you can go to Walmart or Walgreens and get a gift card.
Gift card.
So, of course, I start playing along. I'm like, well, how about I come and bring you a check? And he's like, no, we accept it. Again, rattled all these things off then, too. I said, how about I come and just pay cash and pick it up myself? Crickets. Mm-hmm. He doesn't say anything then anymore.
Funny. That's so silly.
So yeah, I guess there's scammers out there selling firewood. So I'm like, how much
Facebook
upside?
Marketplace.
Like how many dummies like me are out buying firewood that I'm gonna set up a whole scam on Facebook Marketplace to sell firewood for a couple $100 a pop.
Right.
You got to figure out what industry doesn't have.
I don't know. Well, immediate red flag to me is like, what are these guys isn't taking cash? There's no way.
There's no way they will take pure cash. That's gold if you're doing a side or whatever.
Nope. He wants to keep good company records, apparently.
Company records.
Yeah, I thought
Dude, honestly, if we actually got paid for all of the scams that were thrown our way.
Oh, my Lord, yeah.
I don't even answer WhatsApp. I know, like, I've talked to a couple of, university students that actually use WhatsApp because they're not from the United States. Sure. And they're good, honest people, but I'm going to miss out on a deal because I don't trust WhatsApp. I don't trust the leads, I guess. I don't trust the leads that come through. Right. And I'm like, if you want to talk to me, you email me on this email. Let's just use this platform. You're already using it. Right. So why do I have to switch platforms to talk to you?
Right.
Yeah, and you go back to what you're doing. We do need to verify who we're working with.
Yeah,
dealing with a huge transaction. You need to make sure.
Which, again, in that instance like that, do they not think the title company is going to need to see all of that same information?
There must be some upside somewhere too. I don't know if they're trying to get earnest money or if they sometimes do get these things closed somehow. I don't know. Yeah, this just seems crazy.
I guess earnest money would kind of make sense.
Earnest money, contact details. Maybe they're selling like the contact people's information. I don't know. That's wild.
I don't know. I have no idea. So, all right, we're running long here. I'll go quick. I've got Zillow here. So, Kari, you got me going on this here again. So, Zillow Group. Let me see. Zillow Group presents our press release. So they've been on a buying spree. They got the Spark card out, Schube here. They've been buying stuff up here then. So Zillow Group buys I'll come back to Follow Up Boss, but they bought Follow Up Boss November 1st, 2023. So if you don't know what Follow Up Boss is, it's a CRM. We used to use it like a million years ago for, one of those times they switch apps 1,000 times, but we use it for a minute. The guarantee Zillow to Follow Up Boss users at the time was that they won't use their data. So if you got 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 people in your CRM, just because Zillow bought it, they wouldn't then start marketing to your people and do that. They wanted to keep a brick wall in between that. Great. So we'll come back to that. Mm-hmm. So then Zillow also, 2021 acquires ShowingTime, which all of us agents use ShowingTime. We schedule apps, do whatever. So they now own that then as well. And then they also, they acquired Dotloop. Same thing as what we talked about with Follow Up Boss. So a ton of agents use Dotloop. Tons of them, all their data's in there, contact information's in there for the agents, for the sellers, the buyers, the property. Tons of data, tons of things to mine through. Again, with the promise that they're not going to utilize any of that data. There's a solid wall in between there. Fast forward to today, and again, I don't have any of this in front of me. I can't have anything to really show you here necessarily. I think maybe this kind of gets into it a little bit. Zillow says, change of terms of service, everybody. You're going to need to agree to this. So they send out a bunch of these pages now that they will, where do I have it here then too? So I lost the actual wording to it then. But basically saying we're changing the consideration here. We will now allow access to this data to third parties, them being one of those third parties, even though they are now the owner of this. So Zillow now has access to everybody you have in Follow Up Boss, everybody you have in Dotloop, everybody you have in ShowingTime. There was a couple other smaller ones then too. So I don't know. I'm not sure what any of us do with that. But going back to what you're saying, if there's all this control, one big entity, whether it be power or group, whatever, and something goes out, something gets hacked, what happens? But even
because those are a majority of platforms that, like you just said,
most agents use.
Day to day.
Yeah. So and again, there was more. So I don't know. And I think I don't know how much money they're making off of that. They're switching more towards a mortgage side from what I've been able to see. They're making their money. They make like 4 or 5 times as much on the mortgages as they do on the real estate, even with the flex programs that they do with agents, which they've changed that. Mm-hmm. So it's like all these things. They agree to, here's our acquisition, here's our terms of service. Nothing's going to change, guys. Don't worry. Nothing changes at all. And then they wait 6 months, a year, 3 years, 7 years. Yep. Oh, sorry. Now we're rolling this back. Oh, you don't want to use ShowingTime anymore? That's fine. Opt out. You don't want to use Dotloop anymore? That's fine. Opt out. You got
it's bait and switch. They all do it. They all do it. We were talking about buying a car. You purchase a new car, and for 3 months, you get a remote start on Star and, Sirius satellite radio. And 3 months in, everything shuts off, and now you're on a payment plan. Now you're paying $30 a month for all of those features that should have been included with your $50,000 car.
For sure.
It's wild.
So I don't know. I don't know what any of us do about it. We all use those programs. We use every one of those.
Just bitch and complain like our parents and just keep moving forward. I don't know.
I'm not sure what you do about it, but another big bait. And Homes.com's doing the same thing. They bought Matterport. We talked about this last week. They bought Matterport. Yeah. Now that's no longer an option to get plugged into Zillow. They're fighting with each other. So I don't know how much longer before suddenly, if you're using Dotloop, you can't.
Yeah.
Send an offer to somebody. Yes. That's not or something like that.
Right.
So some other MLS or some other brokerage is using, DocuSign. Well, we no longer can accept Dotloop, or we can't. Yeah, we already have problems between ShowingTime with different MLSs, but.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does it come down to just a state where the states just individually say, like the state of Texas, for instance, you know what, screw you guys, I'm going home. I'm leaving your sandbox. I'm taking my toys. I'm going home. And they start their own everything, and it's statewide.
Then when you're consolidating again all the power into one thing again, they hold all the cards, all the keys. What do you do? So I do like that. I think competition helps, but like when they're buying everything up,
but competition helps. But then when they're buying everything, it's like, I don't know.
Right, and I don't know how you fight any of it, but
you don't.
Nope. So opt out, I guess. I guess it's those user agreements. Just read through the agreement. That's 70,000 pages that you don't read. You just hit accept real quick, and then
if you don't accept, you aren't on it. You can't use it anyway.
Yeah, it's not like I can send it back. Like here, I redlined. I'm good with 90% of this, but I'm going to scratch out all this and send it back to them. They're going to be okay with it. No, you're not using their platform anymore. So
wild.
All right, fun one here. Advertising here. I always love this. So we joke about some of the. Even in our area, we get some agents that get a little crafty with their marketing or a little risque, I guess, for what they do. So Brian's going to love this. So what's the craziest marketing strategy where people thought you were crazy, but it actually worked? So this is again on a real estate thing. I don't know if these will pull up real well or not, but this guy.
You're in luck.
So real estate agent, said you're looking for a real estate agent, you're in luck. So that was kind of cute. I've seen some of these advertisements.
You're in.
We had a couple of them that talked about different things, like doing a food truck, things like this. But this is the one I thought Brian would enjoy here. LA's biggest realtor. It doesn't show up for the crap here.
That's like that one that says, I work for you day or night, wearing a nightie or like a lingerie outfit.
Oh my God.
His name's Peter.
Yeah.
Peter Clavin.
Oh my gosh. That's iconic.
So I'm not sure what you do with that one, but it's there.
Good for him.
Yes.
All the wives must be calling him.
Yeah, probably. So I did notice that Brian liked that. He actually gave it a heart. So
I can't believe he's showing off his 6-pack in front of everybody.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. There was a couple others here.
Bill shared that to his phone.
I did. Yeah, just to make
it's
sure
a screensaver.
Oh, I don't know. It was a long post. I lost it, but that was the highlight one. That was the best one of the.
That's hilarious.
That's it. Like I get so stiff because I'm watching these other agents in big cities do things that I'm like rolling my eyes, but at the same, only because I'm jealous that we can't do it here because I know how
small town America.
It is. Yeah. Like it's not that we're not creative and we can't think of these things. It's just would never be accepted in our area that we live. Like they'd be like, what are you doing running around with a sheet on with the little ghost eyes like Halloween? Ooh, look at this spooky kitchen and look at this spooky closet.
That would be fun, yeah.
It would be, but then they'd be like, well, that's stupid.
Yeah, what are you doing here?
Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, they have 21 million views and likes and they sold the house in a week.
Yeah.
So, Brian, you going to do your billboard here? Tiffin's biggest realtor. All right. On that note, we'll, I guess, wrap it up. That is episode 60. We're approaching the end of the year. We started our, I guess, papers to get us through the end of the year. So we got some more fun topics coming up. So I don't know if you can top that topics. One. I don't know if you can top that one. That one's a big deal.
Oh, you know what? That can be actually that should be our topic. We should each find the most outlandish.
I think I won. I won already. I don't know you're gonna beat that. So. All right, awesome. Episode 60. Check on back episode 61. Give us your comments, like, share, do all those fun things, and we will see you next time.